Hey everybody out there, making a video about money and monetary means and how we use that to get angry at people. And by that I mean money affects so much of what we do, and it's a good thing because it gives us incentive to go do things. Because without some sort of a real incentive to better ourselves or to do more, most people won't. They'll do bare minimums. Some people will strive for that above and beyond, but a lot of us won't, and we all see that. But one of the issues that we can have with money involved in things is you can see it with some doctors and with surgeons. And by this I mean some of them, through some hospitals, they get told that they need to do more surgeries, they need to do more procedures to help the hospital out so the hospital can benefit from it, instead of having the best patient's care in mind. And not all hospitals do this, but there are some out there. I have talked to doctors and I have met doctors and surgeons that have told me this. You can probably find them too. They're not very hard to find. And it does probably go against with the Hippocratic Oath, maybe a little bit. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. And doctor, I mean as in doctor, not doctor who went to school long enough to make yourself feel better. You have a little doctor next to your name. And then also scientists. When we base scientific funding solely on the fact of you have to find our answer that we want you to find, otherwise we're going to pull your funding, that's a terrible idea. Instead of, no, go find the truth. We want to find the answer. We want to find the reasoning behind this. We don't want to just throw in whatever. That's bad science. That's really bad science, and we do a lot of it nowadays for a lot of different things. That came to be an answer that we didn't want to have, so we have that now, and it gets to be a problem. And then also we see it in our politicians as well. They get it from donors, they get it from corporations, and you'll see it in your regular job. No matter what you are. Some places, if you speak your mind, you can get fired for it in your job, which is absolutely ridiculous. Unless your literal opinion is stopping you from doing your job. Then you probably shouldn't be in that job in the first place. I know in the military, people give so much guff and problems to people that are conscientious objectors in the military. Which is somebody that feels that they feel a reliance to go and join the military, but they choose not to be into a combat role, and they can get guff for it. I know that there was a movie recently that was about a soldier that decided to be a conscientious objector. He was a medic, and it was in the Pacific. And I remember watching that before they ever made the movie. I remember watching the documentary on the man. And it's very powerful that to understand why he did that. But because of who he was, he couldn't follow what everybody else wanted. He didn't feel that it was in his belief to take someone else's life, and I can totally support and understand that. But we have an issue in today's society that if somebody works for us, works with us, or we see somebody else in a specific job and their belief system differs from ours, we need to try to take away funding from them, take away their job, take away a lot of other things. And it's a problem that we have, that we're not willing to be open-minded. And when somebody has an opinion that can be vile and bad for everybody around, they're entitled to their opinion, but we can also speak to them and do our best to show them, well, that's not actually the case. That's not what you're saying, is not actually what's going on. Everybody's life is way more nuanced than we give them credit for. If you've ever played any civilization game or a sim game, literally The Sims, you realize that everybody's different. Everybody's doing their own thing. And it's way more complex than you can get in a console or on a computer. And to assume that every person out there our doctors, our scientists, our politicians, our business owners, our coworkers should all be the same is ridiculous. Human beings are as vast as the universe. And I mean that with the fact that, yeah, there are stars that are categorized as the same. And they can be put in the same box. But if you look at them, they're not the same. There's differences. There's subtle differences, some major differences. But we're all different. For us as a society and as an existence, a human existence, to not realize that is a major downfall that we have. That we no longer look at critical thinking, that we no longer look at having discussions anymore, scientific discussions, philosophical discussions, I got the word finally, is a problem that we do to ourselves. We give ourselves shortcomings, and I myself do it by telling myself I'm not good enough, I'm not good in one thing or another. And we need to get away from that. And if you are in a job and you can speak out, do your best to speak out and try to feel it out and see how things are. And test the waters slowly, because I don't want anybody out there to lose their monetary means because of that. And if you do have hateful ideas, do your best to learn why that hateful idea, and if you're not sure if it's a hateful idea or not, is what you're talking about and thinking about going against to harm somebody else. If it's talking about harming another individual, no matter what, it's a hateful idea. That's all. It's an easy litmus test for it. That if your feelings and thoughts go against to harm somebody else, it is a hateful idea. It may be well-intentioned, but it still is hateful. And we have to work on this as a society as a whole, as doctors out there, as scientists out there, as lawyers out there, as politicians out there, as business owners out there, as employees, as coworkers, as all human beings in this life together. But it's a giant conundrum that we're in, and we all have to work through this together, because without each other, we're all by ourselves. And the vast amount of us, over 99% of the world's population, would not be able to survive on its own. So we all need each other. And we all need each other in large groups and small groups. So, anyways, much love out there. You guys take care. Remember to use your voices. This is me using mine. All right, bye.